Well, hello. This is a quick orientation video for the Bullis Geometry Online course. And this is primarily for those of you who could not attend the orientation meeting earlier this week, and also for those of you to refer back to for specifics about the course. So when you log into Haiku, you're going to log in, and this is the geometry main page. This is the welcome and overview page. So you can scroll down, and right there in the first block there is basically what the course is. You can feel free to read through that, and what you're going to learn throughout the entire course this summer. Over here to the right, this is me. I am Dr. Rob Nichols. I'm the math department chair at Bullis. And you can read a little bit about myself. And I will be posting office hours. I'm going to poll the class to see some times. Right now, I'm thinking next week I'll have two office hours, probably Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. And that may change. I may do, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., and that may change. We could be flexible on those hours, but we will provide a minimum of 2 office hours per week. And those are going to be class sessions, basically. So you're going to be required to basically attend those, ask me questions. We'll work through some homework problems. We'll work through any notes if you had any questions on the notes that we went over. I'm going to also bring in different problems I think that are going to be interesting that we should do during that time. You know, all kinds of things like a regular class would do during those class sessions. Also, in addition, on this page, I've posted your syllabus and the technology handbook. So please download the syllabus, read through that, and you can ask me any questions you may have. There's also notes about the textbook that you need. The course is built around this textbook, so I would highly recommend purchasing that textbook if you haven't done so already. It's not really so required because it's really for the reading purposes. Shortly, I will post a link to some free geometry textbooks that you can use instead of this textbook if you don't want to purchase it. But all the materials I use will follow this textbook, so I would highly recommend it. There's also a technology handbook, so you know if you have any questions about technology, what you need to do, I would download that handbook. There's questions and hours there. For those of you who could not attend the orientation session, what we basically went over in the first part of the meeting were the online policies and procedures. So we discussed the following policies. So registration for this course is not complete until payment has been received. At this point, payment needs to have been received. So payment becomes non-refundable after June 1st. So once you pay for this course, you can't get your money back if you decide to leave. A student may opt to withdraw from the course through June 30th. The course fee is not refundable, though. If you stop participating, that means you don't log into Haiku for 7 days, you don't do homework, you don't check in for their class sessions, you will be withdrawn from this course. The policy regarding the date of withdrawal will apply, so see the bullet above, and the course is still non-refundable. You will not receive credit for this course. Students will not be excused from participation in the online course for vacations, trips, or other reasons without penalty for late work. In the case of serious illness or injury creating incapacity to participate, a medical excuse will be required. Late work policy. Assignments submitted late will result in a deduction of points as specified by each instructor. And basically how I'm going to operate is that you will get half credit for homework assignments, and larger assignments, they will be about 10% each day that they're late. So please just pay attention to the due dates. And I've given you generous due dates on homework assignments as you're working through, and you'll see that shortly. The last day of this course is Friday, August 4th, 2007. No work is accepted past this date. No extensions permitted. For Bullis students, the online geometry will appear on your fall 2017 transcript, and then will count towards your GPA. Some other policies and expectations. There was a mandatory face-to-face orientation on Monday, June 5th from 4 to 5. This was the only required physical attendance for the course. Non-Bullis students, if you cannot attend, you should have contacted me, and basically watching this video is going to suffice for that orientation meeting. Students are expected to participate online in this course daily. Refunds cannot be made for vacations, last-minute trips, illnesses, requests to withdraw after June 1st, or extenuating circumstances that do not permit completion of the course. I will give you a progress report, two progress reports and then a final grade throughout this course. And I'll give you dates as we get going throughout this. I will contact your parents if you have any problems or at risk of failing or withdrawing from the course. And I'm going to enter all final grades by August 11th on Haiku. For non-Bullis students, we will mail your transcripts to your school by August 31st, 2017. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to send me an email, or you can ask me during office hours one day. So basically what I do want to really get through, a lot of students like to rely on the calendar feature. In this course, that's not really going to be beneficial because I have a lot of stuff due on one day because I want to give you the flexibility in case you're busy one day or you want to get a lot of stuff done on another day, and it gives you some flexibility with the schedule. So what you should get used to is going to the individual chapter or unit pages. So we're basically going to go in order that's along the left-hand side. So what you should do is click on the very first tool here. This is Chapter 1, Tools of Geometry. And the very first page will give you an overview of the chapter, so what you're going to learn by the entire end of the chapter. And there is a vocabulary activity that you're going to take at the end of the chapter after you've learned it. And there's also a task you're going to do. You're going to click on this and you're going to download the attached task. You're going to work on that task on paper, and you're going to upload a picture when you submit this where it says, submit your assignment. Now, very important, when you take the picture of your assignment on your phones, you cannot upload a JPEG or a picture file. You need to download an app that saves this as a PDF. I highly recommend, if you have an iPhone, or I think it's even on Google, an app called Cam Scanner, C-A-M-C-A-N-N-E-R. And what this does is it basically turns your camera into a scanner. And you can find other apps if you don't want that app. But it's very important that you turn in any assignments with Dropbox with a PDF. The other thing I wanted to note is that for each chapter, I will give you a chapter calendar. This is what I highly recommend that you do to keep yourself on track. So if you notice for Chapter 1, on Monday, you basically need to cover 3 sections of Chapter 1, the first 3 sections. On Tuesday, you're going to cover the next 3 sections, and then you're going to finish up on Wednesday with the next 2 sections. Now, all of these assignments aren't due until that Friday, technically, that's when it closes. That should give you some flexibility in case you're overwhelmed one night, or you need another day, or you want more time to practice on these assignments. But I highly recommend you download this calendar and you check off these things as you're doing them. Okay, so that's your overview of the chapter. Next, each section has its own page. So you're going to click on a section. I give you, just some key concepts and things I thought was very important about that section. You can download the notes, okay, and then print those up if you would like. And what I've done is I posted a video of me going through those notes, filling those out. So you can watch that video for you on those notes. And then at the end, you can take a homework assignment. Now, this homework assignment gives you multiple times to do it. And you can do it, I think, 3 times, and I give you multiple submissions. The goal is for practice. So you really do want to practice these homework assignments and get, as much as possible. And, I highly recommend you print these up, write all over them, do whatever you want. And when we have class sessions, if you have any questions about one of these, bring them up in a class session, and we can go over them as a class and discuss them. Because I'm sure if you have a question about it, the other members of the class will also have a question. And that's pretty much how all of the pages work. So very important, check out the chapter main page and then follow along in order, and you can keep that calendar and check off to make sure you've done every section. And then you would go to the next section. Again, it's got the key concept, you got your notes, you got your video, you got your homework. Go to your next section when you're done with that. Here's your third section. You got your key concept, you have your notes, you have your video, okay? And then you have your homework. So that's basically how that's going to run. As the course progresses, I'm going to continue to add as more and more things as we go, and I'll make announcements of that. Down here, there's going to be a resources tab, so I'll add some resources. That's probably where I'll add the free textbooks. So once I find good ones for you, I'll post them there. And I'll add other things. Other technologies. When I want you to use some technology projects, I'll run through those in the class. And et cetera, like that. So I just really wanted to post this little orientation video for you so you get an idea. You'll also see you can follow your grades, look at the grade book, but be very careful with the calendar. Some students just look at this calendar and think that's the only thing they look at. If you notice, I have all the assignments due on like the 16th for chapters 1 and 2 basically, and chapters 3 is not due until the following week. And that's, again, to give you the flexibility. Some days you can do more, some days you can do less. But follow my recommendations and get those homework assignments done when I recommend it on that calendar. Otherwise, you really cannot do all those assignments in one day. It's just not going to work. So follow that point. The other thing I wanted to mention is currently I just have a few pages published. I have the first 2 chapters published. I'm working more videos for chapter 3. And as I get things published, I'll publish them and let you work. But try not to work too far ahead. And as soon as I get things published, I'll do them, and I'll let you know where we're going. And I might add more things. And if you need more help, you need more suggestions, let me know, and I'll add it to the course. And I think the key for this course is just going to be communication. If you need help, you need assistance, reach out. I'm always available via email. If we need to do a phone conversation, we can do that. Online viewing, we can turn on a camera. We have this tool called Zoom. And I'm going to be sending out notes on how to sign up for Zoom the first time. So we're going to sign up for that little feature. And I hope we have a great summer together learning some geometry.